Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of writing linear functions. This is standard A.4C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 12 off the 2018 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a zookeeper here recording a feeding schedule for baby rhino. It's up for 20 weeks. And we're looking for the best prediction of the baby rhinoceros's body mass. Okay, so that's going to be this y coordinate right here. It is going to be used to determine the amount of food given to it at each feeding when it is 25 weeks old. All right, so the age is your x-axis, that is your independent variable. So this is really what we're asking here. If x is 25, what's 9? Right, we're off the graph here. The grid only goes up to, even if you include this endpoint right here, it would only go up to 22, right? And if we wanted to, we could try to find a line of best fits, but without really having a solid, this is a guess, maybe we have a y-intercept of 22, maybe not. We don't really need that, because here's what we need. We need to figure out what is my slope. If I figure out my slope, remember that's the change in y, and that's the change in x, or at least the best approximation of a slope, then all I need to do is apply that to 20, right? I know it's going to move down. How much is it going to move down when it goes up 5? And then we're going to be able to figure out what that y-coordinate is going to be. So let's figure out how we can best take a look at these slopes. And you know what I want to do? I want to take a look at some of them, and I want to kind of take them in chunks. Okay, so I want to take maybe these 2 points right here. So I'm going to make this my x2 and y2, my y1, x1, right? And so I'll do 15 minus 20 over 7 over 1. That's going to give me negative 5/6. Okay, so negative 5/6. That's going to be negative 0.833. Now let's take maybe this one and this one. I'm going to try to make them a little bit farther apart just so we can kind of get a nice spread here. x1 and x2 here. So now I'm going to have my 11.6 minus 14 over 15 over 9. So 11.6 minus 14 is negative 2.4 over 6. And that's smaller, right? That's going to be negative 0.4, right? And let's just do one more set here. Let's do this last 2 sets right here. So I'm going to make that y1, y2, right? So that's going to be 9 minus 12.4, and that's going to be x2, x1, and that's over 20 over 14. So 9 minus 12.4 gets me negative 3.4 over 6. And I've got a negative 0.566 repeating. Now, how does that help me? Well, what I could do here is I'm going to take the average of these three. So 0.833, 0.4, 0.566 is about 1.8. Divide that by 3. What do you get? You get about a negative 0.6. Okay? So you have a negative 0.6. And then what's my change in x is going to be change in 5, right? So if I do 0.6 times that 5, that's going to be down about 3. So if I go down about 3, guess what that lands me? Lands me at 6. So my answer here is G.